All right, everyone, we are here with a rank 5 showcase of Quicksilver in 8.2, starting with 0.1 on Academic Constitution here. Parry your dex while you have a poison, converts it to a passive fury. The node gives you poison. Science attackers also have a reduced poison potency against them, so you won't die out if you're not poison immune. Obviously, Scorp probably the best here because you can block unblockable since it has Counter-Strike, but here it's really simple with Quicksilver. So we're doing my short rotation that I would suggest. We don't worry about building momentum here. We're just building Whiplash as we get to Special 2. Once we realize we're at Special 2 and we have a decent amount of Whiplash after we get this Special 1 out, we are going to medium, light, medium into Special 2, and that'll end the fight. Definitely practice his animations, definitely practice his decks because he leaves and exits, or enters and leaves decks faster than most other champions, and you really want to work on the timing out of the decks to retaliate, and absolutely deleted goes Loki. So let's take a look at the whole path. Loki, Odin, Mojo, pretty much all the same way I took Loki up there. The last three, though, Cap Sam, if you decide to use Quicksilver for him, I would go to Special 3 and let the Whiplash die out or expire. That just means that you end all combos with a light instead of a medium, and that casual tick of Whiplash will eventually KO him as you bait out Special 1s. Can even line up Terminal Velocity, detonate Whiplash, and throw Special 1 since it's unblockable in Terminal Velocity, and get the attack bonus to the Whiplash there. And then Annihilus and Wong are two I would play where you build slow first. Annihilus, that's going to be a lot of dashing back, especially since the obliterating strikes could make your parry fail. But Wong, you can just parry heavy, dash back 3 to 4 times, parry heavy, repeat. Or you could just do Special 1, just like I would against Annihilus as well. All right, 8.2.2, Red Riot Shield weapon, Voodoo here. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did against Loki. So short rotation, build the Special 2 with Whiplash, detonate. The only thing here is we're going to play this Red Riot Shield weapon. We're going to get him to a Special 2 is easier to dex, but we need to dex a special attack, put the weapon on cooldown, then just stun him. We'll steal it, and it'll allow us to place a bunch of trauma on Voodoo, which results in a bunch of red numbers with every hit with Quicksilver. 13 hit combo, and that's a lot of red numbers. So not wanting to throw Special 1 here, throw Special 2, or push him to Special 2. He throws it from here, from downtown, weapon on cooldown, get the stun. I do a medium to refresh Whiplash, but not give him too much power. Steal the weapon, combo. Next combo is going to be the detonate into Special 2, as long as he gives me the opening, and detonate, Special 2, extra trauma, by goes Voodoo. So very satisfying fight for Quicksilver. The whole path, actually. So taking a look at the path, the first three, Voodoo, Black Bolt here, and Mighty Thor, all the same ways, or all the exact same strat I used against Voodoo. And then Mysterio, I would focus on him firing Special 1s. Man-Thing, I would bring another option. Quicksilver is immune to him gaining his own dexterity buff, but he's not immune to buffs. So those spores from Man-Thing are still going to place, and this path has EMP, so definitely bad, plus the poison from those buffs being nullified, since Quicksilver is not nullify immune either. And then LOL Tron, just get the slow up same way you would with Wong or Annihilus, either a Special 1 or heavy and dex back, and then you should be fine from there. 8.2.3, Thorns made of rubber. This is where 4 or more debuffs, and you don't take thorn damage. So Mr. Fantastic helps here. This is obviously a science path, so more than Quicksilver will work. But if you don't have a Mr. Fantastic or don't bring him, you can always just dex to start and get those withers up. And then once you have 3 or more, you can start going into parry and attacking until you get 4 Whiplash up. Here, adjusting combos since it is Mangog so that we don't build too much hatred. Although if you do get the slow up, it's not a big deal. You just can't push him to Special 2 after that point. So medium, light, light, medium, I have practiced that. His combo animations are very comfortable for me, and so if I have to shorten or lengthen, it's not a problem. But the in and out of decks is really the big one. You come out of decks a lot faster than you think, so you can retaliate a lot quicker. And any hesitation in retaliating usually leads to getting punched in the face or being too late. So here, I just threw that special 2 to get it out. I didn't feel like I had enough whiplash. Blocking all that special 2 for those Furies. And decide on this second special 2 is when we are going to detonate. So a little bit longer due to the protection, but along with the bigger health pool. Here, since he is such a tanky boy, I probably would have gone the longer rotation, which is get into terminal velocity, double your whiplash, and then let them naturally detonate from being over 50. So here we go, detonated. See, it doesn't KO him. Not a big deal. We still have enough debuffs with the slow and the trauma and 1 wither, but once we get 1 whiplash, we're good. And here, I don't even think I build to another special 2. I'm gonna end up detonating and throwing special 1. And between the whiplash that I have there and the Furies from the node, it's enough to KO him. It's probably the next video. This one here, detonate here. Down he goes. So still a pretty fun fight. Taking a look at the whole path though, there is a Rintraw on this path, and Quicksilver is not great for Rintraw. It's too many hits, too many neutralizes, builds up his charges way too quickly. So everyone else here on this path you can take with Quicksilver. Hyperion and Chavez are a lot of fun with Quicksilver. But yeah, definitely bring a second champion for Rintraw, and then you have 3 open slots for that boss. All right, another kind of fun one here, 8.2.4 Asgardian Hammer. Here you're going to place 4 debuffs on the defender. Once they have 4, it'll throw the weapon on cooldown, and then to capture it, you intercept and places a bunch of armor breaks on whoever has the weapon. So here with Quicksilver, you have the safety net of that evade if you miss an intercept and they end up trying to hit you. So you can kind of mess around with trying to get an intercept in. On top of that, you're gonna have so many whiplashes that as soon as the weapon comes off of cooldown on Ghost Rider, it'll immediately go back into cooldown if it even lasts that long, the fight. So here, trying to fish for an intercept, it passes, so we didn't get an intercept, but as I just mentioned, we have so many debuffs here that as soon as this comes off cooldown, it's going right back into cooldown where I can capture it. There it goes. I believe right here we get an intercept. After it. Not quite there. There we go. And I had anticipated it, so medium, light, medium into special 2. Not many whiplashes because we spent most of the fight trying to get that special attack out. However, with all these armor breaks and the trauma, he is just going to burst away. So, a lot of fun for Quicksilver. Looking at this path, we have that Ghost Rider, then we have Captain Marvel, and then we have Sentinel. Looking later on the path, also have Dormammu, Heimdall, and Mojo. All 6 can be taken with Quicksilver. Just look out with Heimdall. If he throws that special 1, he's got True Strike. So if you're relying on that safety net, just get rid of that True Strike first. All right, another pretty fun one, 8.2.5 Whittle Down. Here there's a low-key ability that Quicksilver counters really well, and it's any type of aggressive, etc. So aggressive regeneration, aggressive fury. His high combo, or hit combo for at least a full combo, really keeps that under control, even if it gets out of hand. So here it's just cruelty, not a big deal. They can crit through block on this node, but still not a big deal. But we can rip it right off with a full combo pretty easily. So here, there's nothing to it. This is about as easy as that first Loki fight. We're just going to combo as we get to special 2. I am going to make sure to parry at least before I detonate into the special 2, and then we drop the special 2, and with the Fury, big ol' hit with the detonation. RNG there for Whiplash, not that great, so we didn't get too much, but this is probably the one I mentioned earlier. We're gonna end up detonating early and then throwing special 1 right here, and that's gonna be enough to KO him, so. Very, very satisfying fight. Looking at the whole path though, Diablo, easy, I mean, you just saw that. Stark, I would get the slow up before going to town, especially with how many hits he has in his combo. So parry, heavy, and dash back. And then Red Goblin, I would actually use someone else. With him firing special 1s constantly and that combat power rate increasing, with as many hits as Quicksilver has increased combat power rate, I tend to avoid with him. So I would just bring someone else, but he can take the rest of the path, which is Sasquatch, Hype, and Doom here. So same thing as Stark for Sasquatch and Doom. I would get that slow up first at 300 momentum. So parry, heavy, back up enough to get to 100 and then repeat, or just throw that special 1 with the double momentum activated from the heavy. And then the last one here, 8.2.6 Immovable Object. This one highlights that combo, or that hit count for his full combo really, really well. Immovable Object is going to build those buffs with every 5 hits to allow you to block unblockables. And the defender here gains that unblockable, I believe it's every 6 or 5 seconds. You just cannot block the unblockable from a special attack they throw, since it'll nullify all your buffs. Obviously, you could use a nullify immune, but when we're here just trying to get the special attack, if we want to avoid getting hit by an unblockable attack, we have all these buffs that we gain pretty easily from just punching them in the face and having a high hit combo. So this right here, this moment, is probably the one thing about Quicksilver that sometimes frustrates me, and it's, I think, because of how far he dashes back or how quick. The AI just does not want to throw special attacks sometimes. We finally get it there. I've been able to work off the corner or not get cornered from it, but as you can see, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, this hit combo, or the number of hits in his combo, actually makes him a really good counter to Void and Scorp, in removing those debuffs, but also in preventing Scorpion from getting his evade charge. So it's kind of like a low-key ability of his that isn't talked about much, or doesn't stand out that much as like, oh, that's awesome in his kit. That's pretty good utility. And here we are trying to bait a special out again, not having it. Luckily we have those buffs. Make a little room here. I don't want to push her red. The other thing about dexing out this special, the nice thing about Quicksilver is that the withers appear from his dexing. So if we do get in a tight spot where the defender won't throw a special attack and they're gaining power, we can at least start to reverse it. And maybe they'll actually lose that special 2 or special 1 we're trying to get out. So that's where I think his wither utility is, not the way S99's is, and down goes Purgatory. So probably my favorite path of the whole act. No, Act 8 is the whole chapter. So looking at the path here, Purgatory, CMM, Rocket, handle all 3 the same way. And then Juggernaut, Surfer, and Chavez also the same way. So nothing needed to be changed on this path. So that was a showcase. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something about Quicksilver, maybe short rotations, maybe what to do, maybe how to modify your combo and such. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next video.